Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Renzo. I'm here with Big Gemini and AlexEzComedy. This is Community and Culture, and we're at you.
Hey, how's it going, Big Gemini?
I'm good, brother.
I want to give you big thanks for coming out to Ogden.
Man, thank y'all for having me, man. It's beautiful, beautiful weather, beautiful people out here. We came out to have a good time, and that's what we're about to do, man. So thank y'all.
Appreciate that. So far, what do you think about the Ogden city, about this Ogden event?
I love it, man. I think it's a good turnout. Everything's spread out. A free event for the community. It can't get no better than that.
Exactly.
Giving back to the community, giving something that's free for them as well. But hey, let's provide some positivity and give them a good show and performance at the same time. So I love, man. I thank y'all for letting me be a part of it, man. I appreciate that.
We appreciate you for even wanting to be a part of it.
For sure. Renzo reached out, and once he said it's a free event for the community, man, I love doing that because back home we do a lot of community events as well back in Dallas. So, man, I love being a part of that.
Beautiful, bro. Yep. We love to see that. So I guess one of my questions for you, bro, is for somebody that's been around so long in this music industry, what is some advice you could give to upcoming artists that are trying to get into this industry?
Yeah, for sure. We've been doing it for a while. I would just say consistency is key. And if it's something that you're passionate about, you just keep pushing forward. Even when the doors close, hey, another one's going to open later on down. But you got to know it's all mindset. With anything, whether it's music or any business, any endeavor that you want to do, it's all about mindset. Having the right, strong mindset will take you anywhere.
Exactly. So with that mindset, how long do you think it took you to go over failures and endeavors that you've had? How did you overcome stuff like that?
Yeah, the failures come. You want to rush towards the failures because the quicker you fail, the more quicker you're going to succeed, So you got to push through those, right? Yep. I would say it was the first 10 years was just really grinding with music, not giving a care. And I didn't, receiving your first paycheck. Yeah. What I mean by that, somebody paid me for a feature and it took 10 years to get to that point. Damn. 10 years to grind. And after that, you just got to keep going. And doors are going to close. The failures are going to happen. You're going to fall, but you got to get back up, man. Exactly. You got to.
So let me ask you this, though. This is what I'm curious about, bro, is what... Obviously, I know what influenced us in music that we do, and obviously you being a part of that. So what was some of your influences?
Life was a big influence, bro. You know what I mean? Because, of course, I got my favorites. I got my Andre 3000s, the Tupacs, the Eminems, the Jay-Zs, the Biggies, There's, of course, But, I mess with some of the new cats, too. I love all that. But my thing is, I like a message, and when somebody's saying something, I came from when I wanted to be a underground battle rapper,
Oh, is that what you was into?
That's what I was into when I was like 16, 17 years old. That's what I wanted to. So there was a guy named Precise back home, and he's like, man, you can spit, you got a voice, but what are you saying? Yeah. It ain't about my style was like this, I do it like that. What are you saying? You got to have a message, and what are you telling your people, and what are you telling yourself? Yeah. So at that, I tried to look into my life and what am I really going through? What am I really going through in life? And let me put it into words. So that's how it came out. Yeah,
that's tough, Tony. So what do you think your muse was for when you started your music journey? What got you to want to start doing music?
My brother was a big influence in my music, man. He's an older brother, so the younger brothers or the younger siblings always look up to the older siblings. Maybe not always, but it was in my case, right? Yeah. So I wanted to chase what he was doing. If he was drawing and arting and tagging, I wanted to do the same. He was doing music, I followed the same, and I followed in those footsteps until, man, I just loved it. That was really my calling. So really, my brother introduced it to me, but family is what drove me to keep pushing, Bro,
I connect with you on that because I looked up to my older brother.
Yeah.
And it sucks. Recently he passed away.
Sorry to hear that, brother. Sorry to hear that.
It is true what you say, sometimes your older brother is the person that you look up to.
Yep.
And that's super dope. That's beautiful to see that.
Yeah.
That your brothers would inspire you to want to.
Absolutely. And even when they're not here, that's what you got to keep going with. That's what keeps you going and motivated to keep going. So just keep that in mind, man.
So this is what I want to ask too. Is I was talking to Rick last night, and we were talking about how he's been with you DJing for almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Rick.
Shout out DJ Rick G.
Yeah. So at the time, you've been doing music, you've been grinding, right? And one of your biggest hits to hit mainstream, to cross over, is obviously Hypnotize.
For sure. How
was that feeling once you made that and you knew oh shit?
I'll tell you, it was 3 people in the studio when we made it. Shout out to Ace One. Ace One is the one that produced it. Now at the beginning, you'll hear me say Ace One, Gemini, and they think that Ace One is the one singing the hook. It's actually me singing the hook.
Oh, you sang the hook?
Yeah, it's me singing on Hypnotize and rapping it. So they always thought Ace One was the singer. But I'll tell tell you, man, we were in San Antonio. We were working on the History and the Making album. We were almost wrapping up. It was about 3:45 in the morning. And one of my guy, Big Mike, he was cleaning the studio, and then we just started playing with sounds. And then Ace One just came up with this, and I was like, hey, stop. What is that? Go back to that. And we started building, and then we wrote the whole song in 45 minutes. And we stayed there listening to it until about 7:30 in the morning. And even at that, we drove back to his apartment, and at the time I had an Isuzu Rodeo, a 1998 Isuzu Rodeo, and we stayed in that motherfucker until I'd say 8:30 in the morning, and we couldn't stop listening to it. And I knew it was something special. But even at that, when we knew we had something special, we still waited 2 years to release it.
What?
I sat on it for about a year and a half or 2 years before releasing it.
What's the reason for that?
Because I was working on the album, and I didn't want to come out with like a girl pop record yet.
Yeah.
We were dropping other singles and we were going to test it, but that was the one that everybody was just, radio stations started going. I was like, you know what? When it grows feet, you got to let it run. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
You got to let it run.
Oh, that's dope, man, because I know that feeling as an engineer. You make a good song and it's on repeat.
Yeah.
Especially as an artist.
Yeah, for sure.
Fall in love with the music. But in some cases, it doesn't connect in a way that you would hope to most people.
Sometimes it doesn't.
That one?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know you know. Like
we knew, and I got some other ones that we just know that they're there, but you know, me and Rick talk about it all the time. It serves me no purpose if they're in my hard drive and the world can't hear them. You know, so look for some new music. It's coming.
That's dope. That's dope, bro.
Yeah, and you know another great feeling, bro, is when there's 3 people or 2 people, 1 person in the studio, when you're creating or writing a certain song like that. When years later pass on, a year later, 10 years, 15 years later pass, and people are still in the crowd singing those words back to you, that's an amazing feeling. When it was just one person.
Crazy, bro.
It's a blessing, bro, to be able to do what we do, you know? I don't take it for granted.
I think, too, capturing the moment. You guys caught a moment.
Yeah.
Special moment.
Yeah, because you being an engineer and other artists out there, you can record something and you capture that magic. You capture that moment, and sometimes you say, man, I think I can hit it better. I think I can, let me change this line, and you know you miss that magic sometimes, bro. You never really get it the way you had it that first time. So stay in the moment, man. Stay in the moment.
Man,
Get into the moment.
Jem's kicking game, man. Jem's dropping gems. Shit.
If you're not paying attention, you guys are messing up, because he's dropping some good knowledge on you guys.
Yeah, man.
Can you maybe tell me about a moment in your career where you maybe thought about giving up, where you thought about like, man, you know what, maybe this is for me?
Man, there's been a few instances when that happened, but I'll tell you one in particular instance, and I'll reflect back to another song that I wrote. I was working, if anybody has any, been fans of mine, I dropped an album called The Product of Pain, and hence the name The Product of Pain. I was in a dark depression. I was coming off, I was battling some demons at that time, bro. I was broke, living, I didn't have nothing, and I remember being in the studio in Houston, in Sunnyside, Houston, and I was locked in their studio by myself, and I had a bottle of Presidente, and I drank it to the face, and I was lit. And hey, man, real men cry, bro, but I was in the studio crying by myself, and this beat was just playing, and a song that came out of the way I was living and feeling at the time was a song called The Light. And if you ain't heard it, please go listen to it. But I get that song, I get so much fan mail, and I've gotten it where people have been laying in their cancer bed, in the cancer, getting chemotherapy treatment, going through divorces, going through everything, and they say that song has got them through some of their toughest and hardest times. And when you listen to it, the state of mind that I was in, I couldn't believe that came out of it. So it's just, man, it's pretty cool how that happens.
For sure. I think that's music.
Yeah.
It's relatable.
Yeah.
Sure. It strikes an emotion. And obviously that's how you acquire fans, is like they relate to it, like, damn, this is...
Yeah, the big songs, the world and the radio may know the radio hits, but I think the real deal fans, they're like, they always got songs that are their favorites that never even seen radio, ever, And that's the power of the internet now, bro. We don't need radio no more like that. It's still good. If you get on radio, it's still great, but you don't need that shit. So that's another thing to tell these young kids. But they got it. They're getting it, man. The internet is where it's at right now, bro. Social media.
So how was that switch? Because I know you were at the era where you saw the radio, but you also saw the upcoming of the internet. So how was that when you transitioned?
That was tough, and it's still tough for me, because people can be on my social media platform and be like, damn, Gemini's dead, he don't post. But man, I'm a private individual, bro. I don't like people prying in my life. But you have to, in this day and age, you got to show the work. You got to show what you do. Because if they don't see the work, guess what? They think you're dead. So that's the way it is. And people may think that about me, but I'm cool. I don't care. When they see the work, they're going to know that it's, when they hear the work, they're going to know I've been working and had it whole time.
Exactly. Yeah, that's dope. So can you tell us a little bit of like what your upbringing was like?
Yeah, man.
Childhood?
Yeah, I mean, I was cool. Yeah, I had my mom and pops, you know, I had a good family, good loving family. They're still around, thank God. They're still here. I'm able to take care of them now, my brother. And I mean, it was just a big, good family unit, you know? That's what I had. And I think that you could tell in my music, the way I treat people, the way I want to treat others. I come from a caring heart and a giving heart. And I do that through my music as well. So
that's beautiful. Yeah, for sure.
We've gone through, hey, don't get me wrong, we've gone through our ups and downs, and we've been around some of the shit out there, but guess what? At the end of the day, we were still grounded. And that's one thing about my team back home, even when they were in the streets doing whatever, we were still a family unit. That's why my brother, DJ Rick G, is still with me for 20 plus years, bro. We have Easters together, birthdays together, our kids growing up together, so that's a beautiful thing to see.
I seen that too just yesterday, bro, talking with you guys and seeing how you guys interact. I was like,
oh, yeah.
You could tell, like the love. Like
It's real, bro. You know what I mean? Like, we get a brotherhood when traveling and going through, you know, ups and downs on the road. But, man, I wouldn't trade it. It's all a blessing, bro.
That's dope. Well, Jim, I don't want to take up too much of your time, brother. I appreciate you talking.
And I appreciate y'all, man. Absolutely.
I don't know if you'd be cool with some rapid fire questions.
Yeah.
You want to do some rapid fire questions? All right, we're going to do some rapid fire questions.
Let's see. He probably stumped me. Let's see.
All right, ready?
Let's go.
Just whatever pops into your head, right?
Yeah.
What is your favorite color?
Blue.
Okay. What is your favorite spot to go eat at?
Ruth's Chris.
All right. What's an inspirational quote that stuck with you throughout your career?
That stuck with me. I would say pressure makes diamonds.
Ooh, okay. Which size shoes are you?
13.
13, okay. What's one of your favorite TV shows right now that you're watching?
Right now? I'll be honest, I don't watch too much TV, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you.
Okay. All right, favorite artist that you...
Black Mirror. I do like Black Mirror. It just had to hit me. I like Black Mirror. I like some of that sci-fi shit, yeah.
So you're a sci-fi fan?
And I'm a big Karate Kid fan, too. So if people don't know, so yeah. The Cobra Kai, the new one came out, I was like, it's kind of mid, but hey, old school Karate Kid, people know that, man. I'm a diehard fan.
Yeah. You got a favorite artist right now that you're listening to?
Man, no, not really. Not right now.
Not right now? Okay. All right. What do you prefer, gummy bears or gummy worms?
Gummy worms.
Gummy worms? All right.
Where you at?
Selena or Whitney Houston?
Selena.
There she got it. Yeah.
Como la flor. She's man, come on.
Now we see cars, beautiful cars behind us. What do you prefer, a low rider or a sports car?
Sports.
Sports? Okay.
Shout out to all my custom car clubs, lowriders out there. Yeah, I love that. That's hard.
Beautiful. Hey, well, thank you so much, Big Gemini. We really appreciate you. Like I said, it's super dope to have you even out here in Ogden.
It's a pleasure, bro. It's a pleasure. It's an honor, bro.
We appreciate you. It's an honor having you here, bro.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for letting us interview you and even giving us time out of your day. I know you're a busy man, so I know
we're good, man. So even besides music, man, I have a real estate company back home in Texas. So we do that also. So just don't let music limit you. I would say that was probably one of the things as an artist coming up that you think that that's the only thing that you can do, and people frown upon that. Man, I know artists that are working, 9 to 5s, but man, build your companies, grow your endeavors, man. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to say to the people from out here in Ogden that came to support you guys?
Ogden, man, for a free event. This is the 3rd annual event. Please support these guys with every year for their 4th, 5th, and their 10th year, man. And I'd love to be a part of the next one.
Yeah, I appreciate you so much, brother.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming out.
You got it, my brother. Appreciate it. Ren, you already know, baby.
Thank you, Doug.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for coming out to this 3rd annual free community event.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Renzo G9. Thank you to all of our sponsors that came out today. We really appreciate every single one of you guys. And a huge shout out to Big Gemini and Brown Boy for coming out.
Shout out Brown.
Shout out Brown for sure. He's next too, so be ready for that. Thank you guys.
Already, man. Good deal.
Good shit.
Yes, sir.